Hello, my name is Teacher Joko, and I'm here to help you with your task ones. I bring a different perspective than you might have heard from other teachers, and a little different setup as well. We're here today to look at Harry's Task 1 report. Harry has put his report into the IELTS Tips and Tricks group at the Facebook, where I picked it up, and I'm going to give him a free feedback. It's worth, a lot. It's worth $20 at my company. Now, I'm going to give you, the listener, the watcher of this video, a free feedback analysis of your Task 1. All you have to do is follow, use our handy-dandy, convenient tool, the Task 1 Picker, to choose or have chosen for you the task you're going to do. You see, when you take the IELTS test, you don't get to pick your task, okay? It's, you know that. And so to simulate test conditions, you need to be given a task and 20 minutes in which to accomplish it. That's real practice. Now, a lot of people aren't ready for real practice yet. That's fine. You need to learn more. But for those who are, or even try it. This is not an unlimited offer. I will eventually change this video so it no longer says it. But for now, all you got to do is go here to the Task 1 Picker. Task 1 Picker. The URL is sites.google.com, edgelikeaustralia.com, Task 1, which I'll have in the description. And I'll show you again at the end of the review. So, what do we have here tonight? Well, let's make myself a little smaller. Not like that, like this. Okay. Look for comparisons behind the proportions. Now, I chose this title at the beginning before reading it, and you do actually make some comparisons at the end of the report. But the most common thing one of the most common mistakes that are made by IELTS candidates is not enough comparisons, relevant comparisons, using the right vocabulary. As many as 3/4 of the candidates fail to do this. Instead, they write 75%. And only 20% know how to take the fifth. What does that mean? Take the fifth. 20% is a fifth. And 1/3 are under 33%. Here's our task. Harry Coward asks, kindly give your valuable feedback. And what do we have here? We have a bar graph, all right, and it shows different regions in the world and the percentage of the world's population that live in those regions and the percentage of wealth. Now, a lot of wealth is held by governments and a lot of wealth is held multinational. Anyway, that's what was given. This is quite obvious. You can see over here, over there. It's from a handheld app. It's not an official Cambridge question. It's from a workbook or something like that, and I think it's got someone who has an axe to grind. Suffice to say that this is about the complexity you would find on the IELTS test. How many data points do we have? If you're not familiar with this term, what is a data point? Data point in a chart is one number. Okay? It's one piece of information that you can discern. How many we got? Well, we got 8 regions, and they each have 2 data points. So you got 16 data points. That's about the lowest you'll find in a real question. And it's small enough that you might try to report everything. Don't do this. All right, so when you look at this task, what do you see? I got little orange, big yellow. Well, not a big orange, but compared to the yellow, it's twice as big as the yellow. Here, the yellow is twice as big as the orange. Here, the orange just massively, see what I'm saying? In each case, there's a big difference, at least twice, between the high and the low, between one percentage and the other. No place on this chart are the numbers the same, which is what you would expect to see if the world was an equitable place. There's some off numbers here, but anyway, what does it ask us to do? If we look at the task itself, the chart below gives information about global population percentages and distribution of wealth by region. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Okay, so Harry asks, Baden, what do I do here? Oh, it doesn't say. But he wrote in his little comment, please help me. What do I need to do to succeed in this task? Well, there's 4 things I want to point out. First of all, do what it says in the instructions. Summarize, select, report, and make comparisons. Okay? Summarize means don't report everything. Select is, well, what? Here's a new term. I've never used this before in a feedback. What is the most overarching? What is the overarching distinguisher? Overarching means above everything. A distinguisher is something that makes things different. Okay? Well, the overarching distinguisher is that all of them are incredibly disparate. All of them have big differences between them. None of them are equal. The next key to success is set up your BPs in your overview. Whatever you state in your overview, you want to cover that in your body paragraphs. And make comparisons in a varied yet compact report. By varied, I mean that you report numbers in different ways. You don't use the same language to report numbers again and again. Now, the most important part of task 1 is the overview. So in this instance, I wrote a kind of a cheesy overview, but we'll go with it and see. I mean, it's okay. All right. This is how I would write the first paragraph. There is a bar graph which shows how wealth and population are distributed globally by region. Note there is a bar graph which shows. What you've done here is you've created a complex sentence, or what I've done. What you could do, you created a complex sentence right off the bat. You can check it off your list. You've used a relative clause effectively, and you're doing it quite differently than everybody else does. Overall, the regions chosen for this graph show a massive economic disparity between each other. None of the population proportions align equitably with their total wealth. Now, why did I say it this way? Well, what bothers me about this essay, is the way that they broke up Asia. Okay? Asia, as you know, includes China, India, other Asia Pacific, yes, right, and something called rich Asia Pacific. What's that? Japan and Korea? The UAE? Is that what you mean? Dubai? Iraq? Where does it end? Where is the cutoff between rich, Asia Pacific, so not Middle East? Does Malaysia qualify? How about Indonesia? Are they rich? No. Malaysia, the other kind of... What about Thailand? Where does it fall? This doesn't make any sense, this graph. But it's what you got, so there we are. So the regions chosen, if you took these and you added them into the rest of Asia, you'd have a much more equitable picture. Okay, what did you write? The bar chart illustrates the data about population and wealth shares by region in 8 different countries. Now, a country is a nation. It has a government. You know what a country is. I don't have to explain what a country is. Okay, is other Asia Pacific a country? Is Africa a country? Okay, here's your overview. Overall, it can be seen that in terms of wealth share, North Africa North Africa? Where's North Africa? That's not on the chart. North America. Europe and rich Asia. Space dash space. No. This is now a dash instead of a hyphen. You can't have those spaces between them. I'm confused. And rich Asia, Pacific have the highest proportions, whereas in other nations it is not that much. Well, first of all, if one group has the highest, the other group does not. So you don't have to say, and also it is not that much. Highly colloquial, highly informal. And then we don't have a period, we have a comma. Should have a period. On the other hand, you don't have a comma here. You should. Don't use on the other hand in task 1. Okay? On the other hand is for ideas, for, concepts, not numbers. All right. Other Asia Pacific, India, China, no comma. Africa as well as Latin America and Caribbean. What? Okay, that's just a terrible list. Have witnessed. No. Witnessed. No, they don't witness it. They are it. The maximum number of population. Nope, that's not the correct use of the word maximum. I'm seeing the word maximum in a lot of people's reports lately that's being used incorrectly. It's the new mistake of the year. Maximum number of population. Maximum means, the most that you could possibly have. And how can all of those regions have a maximum than others? Not needed at all. Okay, the overview, you're trying to get at what I said in my overview, okay, that some of them are very rich, some of them are very poor, if we look at it that way. Some of them have but in all the cases, there's a big difference. But you just did it like a bear with mittens on. Okay. What do I mean by body paragraph being set up by the overview? Well, in mine, I would take one body paragraph and talk about the rich countries, and the other body paragraph and talk about the poor countries. Regions. Okay. All right, body paragraph 1. Regarding wealth share. North America has reported. Nope. North America didn't report anything. They're not the subject of anything in this. Instead of reported, North America is reported to have had, or we don't know any tense here, any time, but no, North America does not report. The larger, which is approximately 34%, and is followed by Europe and rich Asia Pacific. Okay, so you're basically just reporting the first sentence. You're just repeating the first sentence of your overview, and then throw in a number. The percentage over here is around 5 and 10% less than that of North America, respectively. That's a very confusing way to report those numbers. However, same thing with on the other hand. Don't use however. However, this wealth share, you mean the one that belongs to the rich countries, in rest of nations, is quite minimal. Again, minimum and a little is not the same. Maximum and a lot are not the same. Very different meanings. Which hovers below 5%. Okay, have you summarized here? Reported all the data. And it gets worse here. In the next one. As far as population share in each country is concerned. It's a very long connector, and it's not a country. China, which you really refuse to capitalize for some reason, is a region. No, it's a nation with maximum number. Now you don't repeat your words throughout your essay, particularly when they're mistakes. Around 23%. Now is it okay to use parentheses when reporting percentages? I think so, but you want to be consistent about it. Why didn't you do that in the first body paragraph? Other Asia Pacific, there goes, now the hyphen's gone, has nearly 8%, and it begged, no, you ever heard anybody use this word in this way? Okay. If you look it up in the dictionary, it might fit the sentence, but nobody uses begged in this manner. Interestingly, nothing is interesting in task 1. Maka, IELTS Fred, IELTS whoever, if they say use interestingly, they are wrong. Unless it truly is interesting. And why is it interesting that India and Europe have reported a similar share of population? Rich Asia-Pacific region has the lowest percentage of people. That is merely 5%. And in North America, it is more than just by the margin of 1%. What? Huh? Similarly, Africa has... Now, I think at this point you just got tired because all punctuation disappears. You lose control of your grammar and sentence construction. Similarly, Africa has seen roughly 2% more population than Latin America and Caribbean, which is 10 and 8% respectively. Well, how can it be roughly 2% more than two other numbers that are different by 2%? It's 12% more and 10% both. Huh? Okay, very confusing. So, have you made comparisons? Yes. Are they relevant? Maybe, if that could be understood. Does your grammar cause difficulty for the reader? Yes, it does. Have your lexical resources shown a good command of a wide range of words used accurately? No. And have you reported the main features, highlighted them? You tried to. So you think you might get a 6 in task response, maybe. 6655. I spend my number tonight for some reason, but I don't even give numbers. So, as I was saying, I would really like you, Harry, to try again using a different report, okay, and take these into account, right? Summarize, select, report, make comparisons. Your overview is the most important thing. Find 2 key things and report those. But specifically, you want to find the biggest thing. There are countries that there's no place in the world that these 2 numbers are the same. Sometimes it's okay to report things that are not there because they're not here. So to get back to what I was saying, oh yeah, task picker. Look, I got a video inside the video. Here it is. Sites.google.com, Edgelink, Australia, task 1. How does it work? You go to the site, spin the wheel. It gives you a type of graph, a type of thing, a process diagram. Great. Process diagrams. Click on that. Okay, go with the flow. Learn the terms. Be sages with stages. Here's another generator. Right? Click on that. And it gives us the number 6. So in this case, we would do a report on number 6. Click on 6, and it takes us to 3. 6. Paper clips. Oh, this is wonderful. So, and write on that. But of course, it's completely random for everyone. Enjoy. And then, once you've done that, once you've written it, there's even a spot. Go back home here. That you can deposit it. Okay? Submit your answer here. Just put it in the form. Privacy notice. I hope to see you. Oh, wait, one more thing. This report was 224 words long. Way too long. You used the word population 7 times, share 5 times, Asia 5 times, Pacific. Okay? It would have taken 20 minutes to write this, which leaves no time for thinking or checking. This is too long because you're trying to report everything.